Hello again, crime fighters and bad guys. We know you're watching as well. This is another edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted, the program where you get to help make Calhoun County a better and safer place by helping us lock up the bad guys, or specifically him. I'm just the host, Chris Wright. This is your sheriff.
Hey, Matthew Wade. I'm glad to be here, Chris. I've been absent a couple of weeks, been busy getting trained and doing some new things as a new sheriff. It's a growing period, but things are going well.
All the years you've been at the sheriff's office, you think you know everything, but the new job, there are some things that you've never been able to handle before.
There are some new things that I've had to take on and some new things to learn about. So as long as you're learning, life is good.
And some new innovations that you're putting in that are allowing you to do some things that the public's been asking for a long time.
Absolutely. You know, the sheriff's office, we want to be there for the people. I'd love to take credit for this, but I got a wonderful staff, people that are really wanting to help people, find ways to do something better. And one of the biggest problems we've had is single parents. People, deadbeat parents. I won't say dads because there's some deadbeat moms out there too, but a parent that they get divorced and that parent doesn't pay their court-ordered child support. The federal government that runs the National Crime Information Center, the computer where all the warrants go into, has never allowed us to enter child support warrants into the system.
So that means that if I'm driving down the road and I'm a deadbeat dad and I get pulled over, the officer pulling me over isn't going to realize that I owe $80,000 in child support.
Not unless it was a deputy sheriff, so a state trooper, any other police agency in the state, they wouldn't know it because it's not in the NCIC computer. And the federal government wouldn't let us do that for as long as I've been in law enforcement.
So what has changed? How are we able to do this now?
Marcus Wood, one of my captains, come up and showed me a code and said, hey, I think this code, I think we can get a warrant for people who have not paying their child support. I think we can tie this together with the court system and we could be able to enter it into the NCIC system. So it was kind of an innovation. He wasn't sure. Judge Peggy Locker, you know, wonderful to work with. I mean, we love her. She does wonderful things for the citizens and us. We carried it to her. Me and the captain went up there and showed it to her. She goes, this is a great idea. So we ran it by Brian Howell, the presiding judge. He goes, great idea. So now, anytime they issue a child support contempt order for somebody not paying, there's a warrant being issued as well, and that warrant's being entered in NCIC as we speak. So anybody, it's still have to be in the state of Alabama. If they're in Georgia or some other place, we still can't get them. But if they're in the state of Alabama, anybody has contact with them and runs their license or ID, it's going to show they got a warrant, and I'm going to send deputies to all corners of the state of Alabama. If they get arrested in Mobile, we'll go get them.
And it's still not specifically going to show the child support, but it'll show a warrant that once that's examined will show up the child support.
We have it tied together with Judge Locker, so when we arrest them, she gets notified, we'll handle it. So we are really excited to be able to help these people who haven't been getting their child support to support those children that need it. So we're extremely excited. I'm proud of Captain Wood. This is just a great idea that we should, because we get a lot of those complaints where, well, they're just over here, why didn't you get them? Well, we can't enter it in a computer. Well, you know.
You have to follow what the law is. You're enforcing the law and obeying the law as officers of the law.
You're right, but as your sheriff, we're looking for ways to make it better, and one of the great things is this is going to be retroactive. We've worked with the circuit clerk. They're going to go back and every contempt order we got, they're going to issue warrants for those people and it'll be entered into the system. So even if it's past people, we're taking care of it. No need if you're a mother or a father that just wondering, how can I make this happen? We're doing it for you now. It'll be seamless. It'll be in the national computer. And if they get stopped, we're going to put them in jail and hopefully help you get some of the money you deserve.
And as I mentioned at the beginning, we know some of the bad guys are watching too. So if you think you're driving around with that $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in child support you haven't paid, and nobody's going to know.
We know now.
They know now.
We're going to come get you. You get stopped, you're going to jail.
You might want to take care of that.
Go ahead and start making payments.
And start off right. Don't dig that hole.
Absolutely. Do what you got to do to take care of your children.
All right, let's talk about what's been done this past week as far as the viewers.
Hey, 6 arrests. You've never let us down. There they are. 3,961 people put in jail, once again, because people were watching, willing to help, and that's how law enforcement works. We're here for you. We got to work together.
Absolutely. All right. Well, great. We've got more people to show you in this week's lineup. We're going to take a quick break. And we will do that next on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead,
drug addict,
alcoholic,
meth freak,
a wretch.
like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken, sad,
Just lost.
but now I am.
Sober.
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Katina Houston Stroud with Family Links, and this is the Family Tip of the Week. Do you suspect your child might be using tobacco, alcohol, pills, or illegal substances? Worse, do you have proof that they are? And if they're too young or you don't suspect drug use, how do you prevent your child from using in the first place? First, to help prevent the beginnings of drug abuse, a good first step is to drug-proof your home. Remove any substance that could be used or abused, such as alcohol, prescription medications, or tobacco. If it's not possible to remove these substances from your home entirely, try to at least create barriers to access. This includes putting certain substances in a locked cabinet, a safe, or a box. Next, if you suspect your child is using substances, it's important to intervene as early as possible in order to get support for both you and your child. Contact local resources to find help for you and your child. You do not have to do this alone. Even if your child is not currently using drugs or alcohol, it's still necessary to talk about your stance on substance use. It's extremely crucial to have early, ongoing discussions about your family values. Modeling these values through your actions is vital to creating a healthy living environment for children. Remember, substance use is an incredibly challenging issue to navigate, and you'll find that you may need more support and guidance. If you need more information pertaining to this subject, please contact Family Links at 256-820-5911.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up on our lineup this week, Sandra Lloyd. Miss Lloyd, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for probation revocation on theft of property first. And take a look at Ricky Hill. Mr. Hill, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to appear on child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And this is Brandon Thompson. Mr. Thompson, last known to be living in Piedmont, he's wanted for failure to pay on possession of marijuana second. And meet Jonathan Curvin. Mr. Curvin, last known to be living in Weaver, he's wanted for non-payment of child support, another deadbeat dad. And this is Jermaine Ball. Mr. Ball, last known to be living in Oxford, he's wanted for failure to appear on possession of a controlled substance. And last up for the first half of our lineup, Carrie Easterwood. Ms. Easterwood, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for failure to pay on possession of marijuana first. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Please stay tuned for the second half later in the show.
More bad guys in just a few minutes, but right now it's time to for the part of the show where we get to talk to people who are doing good things in the community. I love this part. Michelle Payne is joining us from Hope Women's Services. Good to see you, Michelle.
Thanks for having us.
And I understand that you guys are in a new location.
We are. For years, we were over on 13th Street, and we had a really nice office there, but it kind of had a doctor's feel to it, doctor's office feel to it. And we wanted the young women that came into our office to feel like they were coming into a home. We wanted them to feel welcome, and we wanted them to feel it to be warm for them.
And Sheriff, you've noticed how much of a difference that kind of a situation can make, haven't you?
I have, and I've been to their new location, and it's very nice. It's very welcoming and warming, and I went there, and when you walked out, you wanted to do something to help.
We looked for several years for this place, and we prayed, and we had very specific things that we wanted, including the rocking chairs on the front porch. And we needed specific things. We needed to be able to have a large room for our baby boutique for our young women to shop in, and we needed to have a room for our sonogram machine. And those were tough things to find in Anniston. And we prayed as a board and staff and volunteers and different people in the community, and we ended up partnering with Noble Bank. And we're on one side of the office. They have offices on one side, and we're on the opposite side. And we're over on the 15th Street of Layton now, and right behind Wendy's. And it's just a perfect location for us. It's just wonderful.
Convenient and more comfortable and friendly, and all the benefits there. So that's good. So, okay, so Hope Women's Services, obviously we talked about sonograms and stuff. We're giving out a hint here, but for people who don't know what you're all about, let's go ahead and tell them what you do.
Hope Women's Services is one of the ministry facets of Save a Life Calhoun County. Save a Life has been in Calhoun County for over 30 years now, but we have grown, and so we have many different ministries now, and Hope Women's Services is the name of our 2 locations. We have one in Anniston. We also have a satellite office in Jacksonville within Jacksonville First Baptist Church. And that is our location where women will come for pregnancy testing, to have help, to have an advocate that can help them through the pregnancy and through parenting through that first year. And they can come for many other services as well. But then we have other ministries, like we have Duct Tape and Dating, and we have Surrender the Secret, that's an abortion recovery program. So we have many different ministries that all fall under Save a Life as a whole.
Now, you mentioned the abortion recovery there. That right there is a clue to me as someone. I know a lot of people, women, are going to think, what am I getting myself into when I go to see these people?
Sure.
What are they going to think about me? What are they going to say to me? That you have that tells me that you're not there to judge women, you're there to help women.
That's exactly right. We also made a big change. Putting the new name out there, Hope Women's Services, was a huge change for us. It was even a little scary because we didn't want anybody to think that our beliefs had changed in any way. Hope stands for help, options, and pregnancy education, and that's exactly what we're there for. We're there to share all of their options with them, and we're there to share with them also the dangers that come with some of the options. And so we want them to know there are positive options, and that they may be in an unexpected situation that they may feel like is a crisis situation, but it might be an unexpected blessing. And we can help them. Many of us have gone through similar situations, so we can tell them from real life experience it can be okay. Because most women are going to choose an abortion because they don't have support, or it's the finances that are hindering, which I love hearing about the child support that you were talking about, the help with that, because so many single moms are scared because they can't afford a child. But with help like you guys are providing, and we can provide through our Earn While You Learn program, where they can come all throughout their pregnancy and all the way up until baby's 1 year old, they can learn about being a parent, about pregnancy, about child discipline, about delivery, all the different things that are scary to them. They can learn all of that and be under an advocate, a woman who will help them and pray with them and be with them and help them find services that will help them, and earn mommy bucks during that time to shop in our baby boutiques. So if she comes, she never has to buy the first diaper. She's earning all of those. So what a huge difference that makes to a young woman.
Let me tell you, that makes a difference to a married couple.
And that's the other thing I was going to say. It's not just teenagers. Everybody thinks, well, it's just a teen pregnancy. No, we have women coming in all different ages. They may or may not be married. They may or not have jobs. But they can come in and they know they can earn these things and be prayed with every single week and have all the support that they need. And we can help them with other services as well.
Sheriff, that support issue, so many of us are fortunate enough to have a great support system around us and people that we can go and talk to and share experiences with. There are a lot of people that I know you encounter on a daily basis that aren't that fortunate, and they just really could benefit from somebody who will take the time to listen to them and share experiences authentically.
Absolutely, and believe it or not, people who do have good support systems still sometimes would rather go to somebody that they don't know.
True.
Somebody that they feel that's not going to tell on them, that's not going to, dime them out, that can give them some real life answers. And that's, having that is a big deal.
And that was me when I was 16, because I was a client at Save a Life at 16. And when a friend went with me. And so the part of it being confidential is so crucial. You're absolutely right. A lot of our ladies hear about us through friends and family, but a lot of ladies now are searching on the internet. So when they search, they're looking for pregnancy, they're looking for options, they're looking for help, and they show up at our door. And so we just love that. We love that we can be there for them. And everything we provide is free, everything. It's all provided because of churches and businesses and individuals in our area cover it with donations. We don't receive any federal funds at all. Everything is covered by donations, which is incredible to me.
Everything you do is provided out of the love of the people supporting the organization.
Yes, and we share that with all of our clients. We want them to know because God loves you so much, He provided for you through people that you may never meet before, ever again. You may never meet them.
We need to take a quick break, but we will come back and talk more about this, and we'll have the second half of this week's lineup when we come back on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
AOD Federal Credit Union. You already know their friendly staff and great loan products. So here's reason number 8 to choose AOD FCU, a new all-platinum Visa credit card. Call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com to start earning 1% cash back on purchases. Your good credit earns you a better rate. A new Platinum Visa card. Another reason you belong at AOD Federal Credit Union.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved a crackhead,
drug addict, alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost.
but now I am
Sober.
Happy.
I'm found.
Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Ronald Merritt. Mr. Merritt, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation revocation on theft of property. Second. And meet Demetrius Munzel Williams. Mr. Williams, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for failure to pay on burglary. Third. Take a look at Matthew Pauley. Mr. Pauley, last known to be living in Weaver, he's wanted for failure to pay on criminal trespass. First. And we'd like you to meet Jonita Johnson. Miss Johnson, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for probation violation on possession of a controlled substance. And this is Brandon Crosby. Mr. Crosby, last known to be living in Jacksonville, he's wanted for probation violation on attempting to commit a controlled substance crime. And we'd like you to take a look at Shanna Uten. Miss Uten, last known to be living in Anniston, she's wanted for bond revocation on possession of a forged instrument, second times 2. And last up in our lineup this week, Christopher Johnson. Mr. Johnson, last known to be living in Ohatchee, wanted for failure to pay on distribution of a controlled substance. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you know the whereabouts of these folks, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414.
We'll have the Crime Stoppers segment of the show coming up in just a few minutes. We'll talk about some unsolved crimes that hopefully you can help us solve. We'll also have our crazy criminal of the week, but right now, we're going to talk about something that I never expected to talk about. We've got Michelle Payne here from Hope Women's Services. And Michelle, you want to talk about duct tape and dating?
That's right. You haven't heard of that?
Is this okay, Sheriff?
Tell you what, when my daughter's boyfriend comes over, I might learn some tricks just to duct tape his hands and feet together and he can sit in the chair.
We kept seeing younger and younger clients come in our door. It's normal now for us to see 14 and 15-year-old girls a lot, and that's just breaking our hearts. And so we wanted to start reaching those girls before they get to a position where they need us. And some of our volunteers worked with Brittany, who is over our Earn While You Learn program, and our sonograms to come up with a program where we could go in that's not your basic abstinence program. It's not a sex ed class, it is nothing like that. It is a program where we go in and have fun with them. Matter of fact, the very first thing we do is get all of them up out of their desk and get them out in the hall to play a game, and they don't expect that at all. And so we start off talking about choices. What type of choices can you make? Now it starts off talking about would you rather go skydiving or would you rather jump off, go scuba diving? Serious, silly things like that. Alabama or Auburn, that's a big one. And so we start with those, but then we go into what are serious choices that you're going to have to make every day right now that are going to affect your life 15 years from now, 20 years from now. And it gives us an awesome opportunity to talk to them about their future, about decisions, about teen pregnancy, about STDs. It gives us an incredible opportunity to put adoption in front of them as a positive option, because so many women, there's still such a stigma about adoption, where our community is very pro-adoption as far as adopting a child, but to place your child for adoption is a scary, scary thing for ladies, and they think they're just giving their baby up, and that's completely not what adoption is. Adoption is most selfless, the most loving action a mother can ever do. And so we are able to talk to them about what does adoption really look like? How does it empower a woman? How does teen pregnancy really look? Some of us were teen moms, and we can share with them what does that really look like. We can share with them how important dads are, because a lot of the students just aren't hearing that. They don't have a father in the home, and we know that leads to 80% now of prisoners don't have a father in the home. And so
nothing beats parent involvement with their children.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times we don't see those negative sides. We see mom out with the baby and she's smiling and okay, but we don't see all the hours that she's asleep or trying to sleep and can't sleep, and the many things that she's
dealing with. There's a stigma too that, talking about fathers being in the home, that it's just a minority group that's not a good father or absent from the home. But you can be absent from your home living there. You can be so consumed with your work or other things, hobbies. Nothing beats being with your kids. That's the greatest gift I've ever had in my life. And
absolutely.
Before I had kids, I used to say I don't want any kids. Now I have kids, I wished I had more. I would adopt a kid today. If somebody had a child, I would adopt it today because I love them so much. And nothing beats being there. Not living there, but being.
And the exciting thing now is that because of some local grants that we received last year, we were able to also purchase not only the Earn While You Learn program that we already had, we were able to also purchase the entire dad's curriculum that goes with it. And that's a very expensive curriculum, but local, our community, again, stepping up and providing. We were able to provide that for our Anniston office, and we're hoping to do the same thing for our Jacksonville office. That way the dads can come in, and when they come in for the classes, we have different male mentors in this area that are willing to donate their time to volunteer. And so those dads can come in, they're learning from a strong man, from a strong godly man, how to be a dad and how to be a man. And they're also learning about being a parent, and they earn daddy bucks just like she earns mommy bucks, so they get to shop in the boutique too.
All right, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but I want to mention, you mentioned sonograms. Mm-hmm. So you're providing those too now?
We do. We provide mom's first ultrasound so that she can see her baby and her baby's heartbeat, because do you guys know when the heartbeat starts beating?
I know it's early on. It's
3 weeks.
Right at 3 weeks. Good job. Good job.
Well
most people do not know that when they come in our office. They really don't realize baby's already developing and baby already has a heartbeat. They don't have a clue. So we can literally show them their baby on the screen, and then they are making a real life decision then. Not just a decision that affects them, but affects another little life too. Because she's already a mom. She's just got to decide what is she going to do with that.
So overall, what you're doing here with Hope Women's Services is you are helping with young mothers, especially single parents, but also young parents, mm-hmm. and also those that could potentially get in that way. But it's not about hiding anything, as some people might think. It's about being honest and authentic about all of the options and what they mean. Exactly. For the mother and the child and the father.
And sharing hope with them, because that's what, when we were praying about our new name, we were like, what does everybody need? What are they looking for? What can our name be? And our sonographer said, I think whether they're coming in for abortion recovery or for pregnancy test or for sonogram, they're just looking for hope. And that's something that we can share from God's Word and also from our own personal experiences and from facts. Education is key.
All right, so Michelle, real quick, if people need to get in touch with you, mm-hmm. we know that you're there at the right behind Wendy's in Anniston on 15th Street there in Layton. But if they want to give you a call or find you online, how can they do that?
Sure, it's Save a Life Hope Women's Services. We have a Facebook page that is Save a Life Hope. So you can look us up there and send a message at any time. And our phone number is 256-237-9999. We have our office on the 15th block of Layton and also one in First Baptist Jacksonville Church. We're open Mondays and Tuesdays there.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much.
Thanks.
It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for what you do.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the Crime Stopper segment of the show, and we'll wrap up with our Crazy Criminal of the Week on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.
The Ford brand has always brought you impressive style and legendary quality, and Sonny King Ford brings you the lowest price and the largest inventory, new or pre-owned. The new 2015 F-150 gets the best gas mileage of any truck without giving up its powerful towing capacity. The iconic new 2015 Mustang, with its classic pony car looks and hunkered down stance, preserves a legacy that defines American motoring. For over 93 years, Sonny King Ford, for the best cars and best price.
I have my own lawn care service. One day I had some blades that was bent. I was probably here for 5 minutes and they had me back on the road going.
It helps me make more money simply because it's a more dependable machine. And side-by-side comparisons, people want to say they're better, but I've driven them and Toro is the best.
Hey folks, come see us at Foothills Tractor. We're your one-stop shop for anything you need. Locally owned, locally operated, give you the best customer service guaranteed.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we ask you to help our investigators with these cases. First up, between April 24th and April 25th, the concession stand at Cedar Springs Drive in Jacksonville was burglarized. No items were stolen. And on April 25th, Big B Grocery on Chocolaca Road was burglarized. A drink cooler and pallet jack were stolen from that location. And sometime between April 25th and April 26th, the barn was burglarized on Scott Lane in Piedmont. An air compressor, battery, and Kawasaki mule were all stolen from that location. And on April 26th, residence on Brookview Drive in Anniston was burglarized. They got away with a laptop, television, and jewelry. And last up on your caseload this week, on April 28th, this residence on Dry Hollow Road was burglarized. They got away with a pistol. And that's it for the Crime Stoppers portion. If you know anything about these cases, and we hope you do, please give Crime Stoppers a call at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
All right, I guess a car accident doesn't really count as a crime, does it?
It could. It just depends.
Yeah. If you're carrying somebody else's food, if you're a pizza delivery driver and you have the people that are waiting for the food, they're going to think it's a crime, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had a car accident in Germany where the pizza delivery guy's trying to get there on time, has an accident. The police stop, and he had to be taken to the hospital. So obviously he's not going to be able to take the pizza. Well, the police stepped up. So really we don't have a crazy criminal here, but the police stepped up and they delivered the pizza to the address.
That's called having a servant's heart. That's what we're looking for. We need to find that guy and offer him a job here at the sheriff's office, because that's what we want to accomplish.
You find a way to serve the public.
That is it. You couldn't have said it any better. That is our brand. That's what we want to do.
All right. So I'm sure somebody was glad. Would you trust? I'd like to see what happens when you're sitting there, you're just at home with your family or your friends or whatever, you're waiting on the pizza to come in and the police knock at the door.
Who is it? Police. Huh? Got your pizza. I don't know about that.
Would you open the door?
It could be a ruse, but hey, that's a good ruse to have, isn't it?
It would be, yeah. All right. Well, we're about to wrap things up. If you missed part of the show, you can see the entire show on the TV24 website, tv24.tv. Just go to the on-demand section and look for Calhoun County's Most Wanted. You can also see the lineup and our Crime Stoppers segment of the show on the Facebook page for the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. So check it out wherever is convenient for you, and then we'll be looking for you again next week, but hopefully not in the lineup on Calhoun County's Most Wanted.